We skill up RP, and then, oh my god, what a great RP.
Nice.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about Magnus and why this hero is insane. I played a crazy game that I wanted to show you guys and kind of talk about my overall decision making. And one cool thing that you might not know about Magnus is that the hero is a universal hero. So it really takes advantage of leveling stats, buying stats, just stats. And so this is a hero that Gaming Gladiators has picked for Ace. It's a hero that a lot of pro players are experimenting with, and I definitely think it makes a lot of sense in the meta of Vanguard offlaners that are good at taking space. Magnus is certainly a hero that fits this bill, and so let's talk about it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the gameleap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the gameleap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So before we get into the replay analysis, I do want to quickly start by showing you guys Harpoon on this hero. I didn't really get to do it in the game that I'm going to show you. However, it's a big part of the hero. At least it can be. There are different builds on the hero. For instance, you can kind of just go like a crimson route, a crimson pipe, or you can do what I'm going to show you here today, which is when you buy Harpoon, which is an upgrade. If you don't know, it's an upgrade from Echo Saber, which is such a great item on Magnus because it gives you overall stats, strength, agi, and intelligence, which is of course good on a universal hero. The Echo Saber slow truly enables you to stick on top of people, and on top of that, it works like this. So when you go in, you click your Harpoon on them, and then you basically can immediately skewer. And so it's essentially like kind of like the old horn toss, right? It's very similar to old horn toss in a lot of ways. So I'll do it again just to show you guys. You can kind of blink in, and then you can do it really fast. Like you don't even have to be that precise. You can basically skewer almost immediately as the Harpoon goes out because it's very fast. I think you can technically mess it up, but you can see it's like really easy to do because even if you do it almost immediately, it hits. It's quite ridiculous. You can also do it from the side. You can like do it to a side angle as well. Like it's honestly, the hitbox of skewer is just wild. So the reason why we're going to start with such heavy stats is because Magnus is a universal hero. He gets 1.8 damage per stat, and so I'm buying 2 circlets here. Now, I think there's 2 routes you can go in terms of item builds, at least 2 routes that I would recommend. Number 1, you can load up on stats. You can actually just go 5 branches and tangos, and you can eat one of the tangos and then rush a ring of health. You can also go 4 branches, quelling blade, all right, add in a quelling blade for a bit of extra damage, and tangos, and then rush a ring of health. Or you can kind of go if you think your lane is easier, which I definitely felt would be the case against Morphling. Morphling is not that deadly at level 1. It's just a pretty ignorable hero, and Magnus has very good stats, right? He's not fast, but decent base movement speed, okay at 305. On top of that, he has 67 damage with these items, and 4 armor, which is not bad with these items. He has 3 base armor. But yeah, the circlets are nice because I'm going to turn them into wraith bands and I get extra value. However, they cost 155 gold, which is triple the cost, more than triple the cost of a branch for only double the stats, right? So it's triple the cost for double the stats, which is obviously not great, which is why I'm a big fan of the idea of rushing a ring of health in a lot of lanes and just having 4 branches, because you're not going to have much less damage, honestly. It's really not a lot. You're going to get 6 less overall stats, which is, I don't know the exact numbers. It's definitely a decent amount of damage. It's like 3 or 4, so the circlets are nice, but they're way more expensive. So in the early laning stage against Morphling, I'm going to get pretty aggressive, but against most heroes, you're kind of just chilling and focusing on CS and denies because of the fact that you have pretty good base damage. Right here, you'll notice I am going to man up to the Morphling, and this clip's pretty funny, but I'm contesting every CS very aggressively. I hit him a couple times as he extends for the range creep, so I'm kind of letting him walk into the wave, and anytime the enemy carry walks into the wave, that's when I'll look to trade and shockwave them back into the creep wave, and so it actually destroys the Morphling there, and comically enough, he actually ends up dying to an auto attack nuke from Rubik. Nice play from Rubik, really good awareness that he's in kill range there, so that was pretty cool. Either way, we're gonna go for close to perfect CS here, get up a couple denies, and then go our Wraith Band. If the lane is hard, you should not rush a Wraith Band and you should rush Ring of Health, but because of the fact that we got that early kill on Morphling, I got assist gold for it, and my last hits are going very well, I felt that rushing a cheaper item to kind of abuse this early lead would be a good idea. On top of that, Magnus' base armor, as I said, it's not bad, but it's not great. So you definitely get value out of getting the 2 extra armor from the Wraith Band, and completing the Wraith Band brought me up to 7 total armor, which definitely is a comfortable place to be. In terms of the early lane, Shockwave is one of the best level 1 spells in the game because it secures creeps, it slows, and it pulls them back into you. So anytime any support or carry goes out of position, you absolutely need to Shockwave them. For instance, right there, I Shockwave the Dawnbreaker, and that's key because you notice she starts this trade at a pretty comfortable, what's her health? She's like 3/4 health. She gets Fade Bolted, couple autos, lifted back because he tries to save the courier, and then with the Shockwave, it's like 2 more autos from Rubik, so the Dawnbreaker nearly loses her entire HP pool. From there, I put a second point in Shockwave, and the reason why is it scales very well. It nearly doubles in damage, it goes down in cooldown, and barely up in mana. Some people will actually skip the second point. If the lane is a bit more chill, they'll just go for the Empower right away. Empower is pretty cheap in mana, so you can get away with it, like having 3 spells, because you're not usually going to use Skewer, and so you can get away with just taking the Empower, because at this point in a lot of lanes, if you're going to get the Vanguard around now, which, you know, you absolutely can, because all I have is 2 bounty runes, assist gold, and good last hits, and, you know, I bought a Wraith Band, right? Imagine I had just good last hits, I started with 2 branches, and I rushed Vanguard, I would have it completed right now. And so if you do that, you don't need the Shockwave to lane anymore. In those cases, you'd actually rather have 2 points in Empower so you can get it up to, what is it, 20% bonus damage? And you can just start looking to contest every single CS and deny because of the fact that you have a Vanguard, right? You can just completely ignore them in the lane. So I don't know why Morphling keeps trading with me like this, but if Morphling trades with you like this, which is kind of specific, but if he does, you can hit him in the early levels. You're not looking to kill him, and you should never try to kill him unless he like really messes up or something, but yeah, just looking to kick him out of the lane. Now, with the Vanguard completing soon, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, with how this lane plays out, I partially feel like I could have just rushed Treads to be a real nuisance, but the Vanguard allows me to guaranteed zone out the morph. Like there's literally, that's funny, that again, but there's literally nothing they can do to harass me now. Nothing. The mid rotation will not kill me. It absolutely will not. So my support can do whatever they want, right? And that's a big advantage. They can do whatever they want. My Rubik can go get levels mid. He can go help mid, which is what he's doing right now, right? This Morphling can't do anything. And so my gameplay is going to go from kind of passive, slightly passive punishing Morphling when he overextends with a good Shockwave, to then essentially looking to auto attack him as much as I can and deny every creep. As we get a good Shockwave here, kind of just bullying him a little bit. Then we're going to, once again, look to deny as we get these 2 CS here. And then we're going to contest every creep under the towers. We get that one. We look for that range creep, didn't get it. Should have gotten it, but didn't get it. Oh yeah, now we take a big fight here. So I get my boots, which I needed to swap in. Did I swap in my boots during this fight? I definitely should have. I didn't. That's a big mistake. That could have, actually could have lost us a fight here, but we skill up RP. And it, oh my god, what a great RP. Yeah, it was a nice one. So we hit a nice RP, just barely hit 6, skilled it up mid-fight there. And with the Vanguard, we're just chilling, you know? I don't know why, I guess their Darkseer rotated because the Monkey King was zoning him, I guess. Even though Darkseer is supposed to do fine at this point. I don't know, whatever. He rotated on me, we killed him all because my hero hits really hard. I hit for 100 and, what is that, 117 at this point? Pretty crazy. And yeah, from there you're gonna max out in power because you're trying to farm. It's really simple. You're gonna buy power treads. And I decided to go 2 Wraith Bands this game. Honestly, it probably wasn't a great idea because the enemy team is not that much physical damage, let's be real. I guess if Void Spirit goes Deso, then actually this is gonna pay off, which typically they do nowadays. So the 2 Wraith Bands isn't bad. It's definitely not bad. I had to circle it anyway, but honestly, I just think sometimes it's overkill. Like, yes, the attack speed's good, but I already have treads, and typically I'm going to keep the treads on Agi. And the reason why is because I'm a universal hero, I actually don't get extra bonus damage from having the treads on strength. Funny enough, you get less damage from treads as a universal hero, which kind of sucks for Magnus. That is a bit of a downside, but from here, you'll notice I'm not actually looking to take the tower. And the reason why is I know they can't gank me. My personal theory is that you don't have to take the tower. Like, even here, I don't have to take the tower if they can't gank me, because if they can't gank me, I just feel that I'm better off not pushing in the lane into the safe laner where they can farm it under the tier 2. I'm better off just clearing all the nearby camps and then getting the tower last hit naturally when the creeps take it. I'll just see it as like bonus gold. But I don't really feel like I need to kill the objective. If anything, it just allows the enemy carry to farm the wave when it pushes in. As I Midas the position 5. This is what I call Midasing. My friend created this term and I stole it from him. And it's called Midasing, where, you know, when the enemy position 5 is being stupid and they're like, you're not going to cast your major spell on me because I'm a position 5, so I'm going to be really stupid and walk melee range of the overfarmed Magnus, who has way too much net worth. So this guy's being a goof and deciding to steal my large creep, so naturally we will hit him up with the Midas. We drop the RP, people will be like, oh my god, you RP'd to Dawn. Bruh, I don't care. It's 264 gold for myself, half a level, and I'm planning on farming anyway. Like, yes, maybe using the RP on someone else eventually could be nice, but probably not. Odds are I'm going to farm backwards. I'm not even going to need the RP, and I'm better off just getting my next, bit of levels. As at this point, you can see why Magnus is so good. And this is why I truly believe in the hero. You farm like a madman. You have plenty of mana regen as long as you get some sort of neutral item. This is honestly the best case scenario. This Oculate Bracelet is so damn good on Magnus. Pigpole's good too. Arcane Ring is alright. Pigpole is nice in the early game too. Definitely nice to have a mana item. Pigpole just gives a lot of damage because it's just a ton of stats. So definitely keep in mind like the all stats. But the Oculate Bracelet gives you magic resist, gives you stats, gives you mana regen. It's definitely the best one in my opinion by quite a bit. So if you can get that, it's good. But yeah, look how I'm just wiping through these camps because I'm hitting for 220. I mean, it's ridiculous because Empower gives you 40% bonus damage. And because of all the stats I have from the neutral item, from the Echo Saber, you just jack up on stats. And when you level up as universal heroes, I think you get more damage than the average hero by a little. And so that helps too. But yeah, I don't need to complicate the game. I'm not that strong in roaming yet. Like your hero definitely hits, when you can get really a ton of early levels, you can hit like jacked up timings on this hero, and that's when you can show up to the team fights. But until then, look, I mean, this Morphling's own. I'm 3 levels up on him. I have 4k net worth on him. Oh my god. Yeah, he's trying to man up. Joke's on you, I have a Vanguard and 2 Wraith Bands. You don't touch me. So I'm going to continue to clear the wave. Always prioritize the lane creeps. So I'm clearing the lane creeps, shoving the wave into the enemy tower so they lose those creeps. Right, I want to do that as fast as I can. And then I'm going to kill the nearby neutral camps as I consider Midasing the Dawn at this point. But because I have a Blink Dagger, I'm not really in the mood to Midas anymore. I want to look for a bigger opportunity as we kind of just run down their supports. We're going to click them down. Echo Saber helps us close the gap. We're going to, of course, empower our melee heroes. We had some very good empower heroes this game in the Ember mid with the Slight. And then, of course, Monkey King, very good as well. Helps a hero that generally doesn't farm that fast, farm much faster. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Speed, you haven't empowered your teammates this game. Number one, I don't care about my teammates. No, but for real, you don't need to worry too much about it. If they come to you and they're having a bad game and they want to farm the area around you, give it to them, right? Give them an Empower. They can go farm the Ancients with the Empower and they can recover that way. And that's a great option, right? Because I'm not going to farm Ancients, even though I can. If the game is a bit harder on Magnus, like this game's super free, right? So I'm farming up very aggressively. I'm constantly clearing waves. This is best case scenario for farm. Lane creeps are just worth way too much damn gold. However, if the game's a little bit harder, you can clear the wave closer to your tier 1 or clear the camps closer to your tier 1, and you can then go kill Ancients. And that's fine too, because with the Vanguard, you don't tank any damage from Ancients really. A little bit, but not much. And so that's a good backup plan. But if your game is good and your safe laner's game is bad, you can call them to your lane or tell them, hey, come here, I'll empower you. Go farm the Ancients, farm, because there's two sets of Ancients now. Most melee heroes, they can clear Ancients with the Empower, the maxed out Empower, and they can recover their game that way. And you can still farm your lane, so they don't even have to kick you out. So that's one way you can empower your carry, but you certainly don't want to like chase them around the map or anything like that. Now, there's different builds you can go this game. A lot of people are actually going Vanguard straight into Harpoon, which I don't mind. I will admit it definitely lacks the explosiveness of just going Blink and being able to Blink RP. So it lacks that. Like, for instance here, if I have a Harpoon, I'm not hitting a 2-man RP because I'm going to pull the Darkseer away from the Void Spirit. But what's nice about rushing Harpoon is it does give you bonus stats. It's 2,000 more gold, so it's actually cheaper than the Blink. On a 19-second cooldown, you get to pull people close to you, which is definitely nice. And then on top of that, I didn't even realize at the time, but it actually gives you agility. It gives you 6 more int and gives you 10 more agility. So, it gives 5 more attack speed. So you can see it kind of just gives a bunch of general stats, which is good on this universal hero, right? So it gives you a lot of agility, so it definitely helps you farm faster too in that regard. So I can see why people are buying it over Blink Rush. The stats are cool. You can use it to just like Harpoon skewer people, and that's nice. But like in a clip like this, right, obviously this makes the Blink look good when my team is dominating. I don't have to initiate first, which is going to allow me to get RPs because people are going to clump up as the fight progresses and they forget about me and they just commit on different heroes. And so then the Blink looks really, really nice. And, it's definitely good to still buy Blink. And I even go BKB next. I don't know. I felt the enemy team, the only way they would ever potentially kill me is if I overextended without BKB. But I don't know. I honestly could have just like rushed a Bloodthorn or something. Something crazy at this point. But yeah, going for the Harpoon is definitely nice. Some people even just go auras, right? You can go Crimson, you can go Pipe, and you can kind of just play around being a skewer bot, empower skewer bot, and that's totally fine too, right? There's nothing wrong with playing Magnus in like the old Greaves empower Magnus way, right? Collapse way, right? And you can do that with Harpoon now. You can kind of go like Harpoon and then go auras, and you can farm so much gold on this hero. Like, look at my net worth. Ooh, I only have 5 kills. So I mean, I have 10 assists to be fair, and we have a ton of towers. But like, it just, the last hits are so, I mean, look at that. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? And this new map just clearly favors Magnus. Bad game, farm ancients. Good game, farm the lane and all the deep camps and just go crazy. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned quite a bit. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.